I can never reach that button on my phone. Hang on a second. Got it. Always got to click the button saying, yes, I'm ready to record. Okay, so we're going to do some simple figures like we did last week. We did a bunch of fathers or dads. We're going to do some mums this time, basically, just because a lot of people asked about it. So we'll do it. Okay, so let's start with some simple shapes. So we always start with the simple shapes. So I'm going to draw just a circle. Keep it rough and loose. It's a bit light as well. That's going to be one head. And then let's do, I think we did this for the dads as well. Let's do a pear shape as well. So there's a big round bit on the bottom and a small round bit on the top. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. So that's going to be the head, and that's going to be the body. And then we can just put in some simple cone shapes or triangles. Legs. And then for arms, maybe you could do the arms just sort of right down against the side, like that. Or even out a bit, make it a little thicker, thick at this end, thin at that end. I'm trying to get close, man. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's a nice little basis for a character. So let's put our lines in for the face. Maybe we'll do this one up high. So eye level a bit higher than normal. Or higher than, instead of being in the middle. And then we can start putting in some features of the face. So the nose is sort of going to go in the middle here. I'm going to press a little bit harder now. Maybe do some little dots for nostrils. You can see that. There we go. Right in there. It's going to be hard for me to draw, but I'll do what I can. Let's do some almond-shaped eyes. So I'm just going to draw a curve with one end lower than the other. See how high this end is and low this end is. And then for the bottom one, I'm just going to curve it down and up to meet the first line we drew. That top one, you can thicken it up a bit. Give it a little curl on the end for an eyelash. That's good, Sophie. It's hard to see because of your background. Okay, so we'll do that on the other side as well. So start low and curve it up and down again, but don't go all the way down. Thicken that one up. Add a little curve for an eyelash on the end. And then underneath, curve it down, join it up. Okay. So you can draw some pupils in the eye. Actually, I'm going to hold this down so you can see it. I'm just going to draw. See how I'm putting my pencil in a circular motion before I've even put my pencil to the paper. because I'm imagining where that circle is going to go. And then I'm going to draw it in like that. So this is how I do it. I draw like not a complete circle, almost complete circle, and then I come back like that. So it's almost like a crescent moon shape. And that bit becomes the highlight. So I'll draw a big one over here so you can see it. So basically I draw, if that was my eye, I draw a circle, but stop, and then come back like that. So this is the highlight. So let's try that again. So I'm going to start here, draw the circle around for the pupil, and stop, and then come back a little bit and go back up around. So you can add more eyelashes if you want. 3 or 4. I did do one on the top and 2 more on the bottom side. I think just leave it at 1. So I can get the angle right. There we go. So next we're going to do the mouth. So I might do a big happy mouth. So I'm going to start from one side of the face and do a slightly bent happy face, but it's not a big smile. Like that. And then bring the mouth down. So it looks like a big open mouth. Just going to rub out. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Rub out those lines on the inside of the mouth. Okay. So inside the mouth, we can do just teeth, as if she's smiling with just all her teeth showing. Or we could do the mouth open with teeth at the top and a tongue at the bottom. You could add lipstick as well if you want to give a bit more shape to the lips. Little lipstick on the top like that. You could add lipstick to the bottom. So I'll show you now where we can put the tongue in. Just sort of a curve, and the teeth are going to come down a bit, then curve around, and then you can put lines in to show individual teeth. It's very difficult. I'm going to try and hold this up so you can see it and color it in at the same time. Get the right angle. So this is all the inside of the mouth, which you could, I'm just going to shade it in with my lead pencil so it sort of looks black. But if you're coloring it, you could do it like a pinky color or a mauvey color, so it looks darker inside but still fleshy. Okay, she needs some ears and eyebrows, I think now. So the ears we'll draw on the eye line. I'm going to leave a space at the bottom because I'll give her big earrings. Maybe she can have big hoop earrings. This goes behind her head there. And then on the other side, draw the top part of the ear. Bring that face up. and draw a big loop. So before we move into the body, do some hair up here. So we could draw another big shape and give her like a big beehive or an afro. Or we just give her some pigtails or something. There's room for a little bit of a fringe. But I think it might be fun if we do, we could do a shape, roughly the same shape as her body, that pear shape, but on her head. So it comes up like that, and then it's like an upside down pear. Looks like a chef's hat almost. But then what I'll do with that is I'll make it look fluffy like a cloud by doing lots of curves like this, or scallops, they're called. To make it look fluffy. So if I rubbed out some of the, I won't do all of it, but if I rubbed out some of the lines, the construction lines, you'll get an idea of how it's going to look. It does need some kind of fringe as well at the front. So you could just do the hair like that. Maybe add some eyebrows. Again, I'm just going to shade in the hair so it looks like it's one solid object. Okay. Looks like everyone's sort of caught up with that. So let's move down to the body. So we could turn this into some kind of dress, maybe. Draw on a little collar, like a big W. And bring that down. If we turn it into a dress, then as we come around the hips, we'll bring it down. So around the hip, down. And you can draw it straight or curve or wavy along there. Just rub out these legs that we're not going to be able to see because the dress is covering them. There you go. You'll put some little material lines in there. You could go over her legs, but add small feet to them. Just with a little triangle. Color that in. And then next, we're going to do her arms. So this one, because her arms are thick like this one, I'm just going to use the line we drew there as if it's her arm. You know how normally we draw the skeleton and draw around it? I'm just going to use that as the line of her arm. So I'm just going to clean that up, pressing a little bit harder and smoothing out the line. I'll rub out any lines I don't want. And then on her hand, let me have some water. I'm losing my voice. And then for her hand, we'll just draw a little mitten and a thumb. I'll show you that close up. Okay, let me rub out those construction lines first so you can see it a bit clearer. It looks like a little glove with no fingers. And then I'll draw fingers in there, just a couple of lines to look like fingers. Okay. Yasmin, you have a question?
I don't have a question. I want to show you someone.
Okay. Is your sister again?
Yes!
Oh.
She's come again.
She's huge. I like your shirt, by the way. Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus is my favorite dinosaur. Okay, so for the other arm, I'm going to just clean it up a little bit there. So I've just gone over the arm. I'm going to rub out some of those rough points. Like that. And then we might do her waving, so we'll just do all the fingers. So we'll spread out. 1, 2, she's a cartoon character, so I'm only going to do 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll curve in her palm. Like that. And that's our first, female character. Okay. How'd everyone go with that one? If you're done, let me have a look. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, that's great, yeah. Sophie, I can't see yours because your background. Audrey, that's great. Jennifer, that's really good. Oh, there you go, Sophie, I can see that now. That's great. Yasmin, good. Mafusa, that's really cool too, yeah. Well done. Queenie, nice, yeah. Anissa, that's really good too. Nathan, good work. All right. Jennifer, I can't see yours. Oh, yeah, good. Oh, Yasmin, I just saw that cat, scared me. Okay, so I'm just going to draw another one next to it. Why don't we draw, I think because we did a tall dad, so why don't we do a tall mum, like a thinner mum? So I'm just going to draw a line. Just doing something to work from. Just a light line down. And then I'll do her head shape. Maybe I'll make it an egg-shaped head. So pointy at the bottom, round at the top. You can upside down teardrop or a balloon. So that's going to be the head. I was about to rub that line out, but we can leave that in. And body, because she's thinner, we could do a very narrow slice of pizza, long slice of pizza for the body. And then I'm going to give her some hips sticking out. So maybe we'll draw a small circle. It's going to be her hips, her waist. Throwing all over my paper where I don't make it. And then we'll just bring her legs. It's going to be long. Just your legs, the stick figure legs. Like that. I can rub out these lines in the middle now. Then while we're there, we'll do the arms as well. Just a stick figure arms. like that. So there's the head. She's got a long body and long legs. Maybe she's already much taller than the first lady, whose head was there. It comes up to there, the first lady. But if I measure her hair as well, she comes all the way up to her face. Okay, so let's start at the face. So we'll zoom in. Oops. Come on. This camera just doesn't want to cooperate sometimes. Okay, so look, try and see if I can see my drawing. So I'm going to draw a line somewhere in the middle, roughly, middle of the head. It's a bit lower than middle, I think. Excuse me. All right, so let's draw, start with a nose, draw like a little arrow. And then on one side, draw a line up like that. That's going to be the nose. And then we can draw circles for the eyes. And I'm just going to rub out some of those lines. Because we found out where the eyes go, we found out where the nose goes. We don't have much room for the mouth, but we can see where it goes. Okay, so for the mouth, I'm just going to zoom in even closer and hold it. Just draw lips. So I'm just going to draw like an M with the middle of the M where that middle face line was. So it looks like a little bird flying in the sky. And then underneath, just a little U. And you can join them up. Queenie, you got a question?
The camera is pretty blurry.
It's blurry. It's probably because I've zoomed in really close.
Okay.
Is it better? Hang on, let me. It should focus on that.
No, actually, it's quite sharp. Maybe
it's good.
Maybe your
okay.
internet. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the internet might have dropped out a little bit. But I'll draw the mouth bigger over to the side so you can see that again. So what I did was we had the middle line for the face. And then I drew, so we'll start in the middle this time, a curve out on one side and a curve out on the other. That. So sort of like when you're drawing a picture, you've got the sun, oh, can't even draw a sun, the sun and some clouds, and you draw some birds. It's that kind of shape, so little birds, just that M shape. And then I drew a U underneath for the bottom lip, and then I joined them up. You could bring that lip in like that even, join it through. So this is all the top lip, and this is all the bottom lip. You could just do the lip, instead of doing the M shape, you could just do the lip start as a smile and draw a little lip coming up like that in the bottom lip. You can draw them really big and puffy, like that. So there's lots of different styles you can do for mouths. Okay, let's go back to this one. Oh, there's a shadow in there. Let me get rid of that shadow. I'll move over this one a bit. Okay. I'm just adjusting this light. That's better. There we go. Okay, so back to the face. Now for this eye, why don't we can do just a slight curved line on either side to make it look like an eyelid. And do the circle coming out under that. You can again do the pupil, the highlight, the way I showed you before, doing like the crescent moon shape. I'm just going to color these ones in for you. Again, you could do the eyelashes that way, or you could just do a few. Just did a few on the bottom there. Totally up to you how you do your eyes. I know some of you like to do anime eyes. I've seen your work before. Where is Audrey? Audrey, have you done anime eyes on yours? Do you want to turn on your camera and let us have a look if you have? Or she may be away from keyboard. All right, so let's get back to this. So let's do some hair. Now, in this one, I did a shape for the hair. I'm going to do something similar in this one. But first, I'm going to start at the top. And I'm going to draw in where I want her fringe to be. Oh, there you are, Audrey. Audrey, did you do anime eyes or did you do normal eyes or eyes like these? Let me just ask you to unmute, see what you did. Audrey, do you want to unmute and talk to me? Did you, what kind of eyes did you do?
I didn't do anime eyes. I just did like different type, like a different eye.
Okay. Do you want to? Can you show me? And if so, if it's different, then I'll show the rest of the group. You have to turn your thing off. Yeah. Turn your background off. That's it. Oh, okay. Did you do anime eye? Could you do an anime eye just so I can see how you do it? And I'll show everyone else.
Okay.
Just draw one, and then I'll continue drawing this for everyone else. You draw one, and then tell me when you're ready. So I've drawn the fringe. So I'm going to do a hair coming down. So at the top of this hairline, above the head, I'm going to draw a little V. And then I'm going to draw the hair down from that on both sides. Then I can rub out the hair. Okay, show me. Hold it up really close. Okay, your hair's in the way. All right, I just wanted to see how you did it. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Thanks for doing that. All right, I'll show everyone in a second. Audrey, for anyone that is interested and has Instagram, Audrey has an Instagram and she does some videos of her drawing on there. They're really good. What's your Instagram called, Audrey?
Artists in Audrey.
Artists in Audrey?
Yeah.
There you go. So you could look that up. You might find it there. I've started following her. I think, yeah, I did. All right. So, yeah, I will come back to the eye in a second. But yeah, now I would rub out the head because she doesn't have see-through hair. Like that. And you could just straighten it off at the bottom. I'm just going to draw lightly there because we haven't drawn the arms yet. And you could draw some lines to show where the hair is falling. Some coming up from the bottom, going down like that. Oh, we could put her ears in as well. Forgot about her ears. Okay. So just over here, I'll leave that one in the shot, but over here I'm going to draw some eyes. I think the way Audrey did it, she sort of had this shape. Like it's pointy in the corner and round on the outside. On the inside and outside. And then thicken this one up. And then put a little triangle for the eyelashes. And then on this side, you can do the pupil and the iris. Probably do a darker line there, so there's a bit of a gap. And then you put in highlights. You usually have a bunch of highlights. You can do 1, 2, and then one at the bottom. Dropping my pencils. So then they would be white. Sort of like that. Another one would be where it's more straight at the bottom, and you can sort of curve it up like a mouse hole or an archway. Nathan, I'll get your question in a second, and then draw in the pupil and the iris, and they're a bit longer this time. So then you could sort of go over, darken some of that. Put in some highlights. Put a little darker line on the bottom. That's the color part of the eye. Okay, so that's a couple of different ways there. Nathan, have you got a question?
When are we going to use the canvases and when to paint?
That's in a different class. I think that's with I can't remember her name. Miss Yato? Magico, there you go. Miss Magico does those classes.
I mean, what week?
I don't know. You have to check with Brilliant Kids' schedule for that one, but that's not with me. It's not in my classes, okay?
Okay.
Sorry about that. So, back to this one. We've got, oh, we've still got a bit of time. So we're going to move down the body and give her some clothes, and we'll fill out her arms and legs. Okay. So let's start low. We'll start with her legs. We'll give her some pants. So I might, oh, my camera. I might draw 2 lines across the waist there to then turn it into a belt. And then from those sides, I can draw pants coming down. Wait a bit out of the camera there. I'm just going to rub out this little leg. Come back up again. Put in the crotch of her pants. Draw the other side. Yeah, you can then draw in like a zipper, pockets. On the bottom, actually, you could make them a little thicker and draw like a rectangle on the bottom as if she's rolled her pants up. Maybe she had to walk through walk through some water or something. Maybe she has a job where she has collecting samples in a pond or something. So she's rolled up her pants and just waded into the water to collect algae samples or something like that. While we're down here, might as well do her feet. So I'm just going to thicken up those legs a little bit. And I'm just going to give her round feet. But I'm going to, oops, sorry, hit the camera again. Very hard to get in here. I'm just going to draw a couple of little lines for her toes. Let's see that. So she's got bare feet. Lynn, have you got a question? Is that where your hand's up? Sorry, I didn't see that. Do you want to ask a question?
When we started to do the line, she looked like a scarecrow.
Yeah, well, she did. She was very skinny, like a scarecrow. Still looks a bit of a scarecrow. All right. So we're going to move on to her body now. I'm just trying to think what we could do. I like the idea of her being some kind of scientist. So maybe we'll draw a shirt on her. So we'll bring her neck down either side. And then I'll draw a V. And it's going to be for the collar of her shirt. Let me bring that in a little bit closer. And then from the middle of the V, I'm going to come up a little bit and then down a little bit. And then join that up behind the neck. On the other side too. Up, down, and then up around the neck. So that's the collar of her shirt. So try to rub out lines so you can see it a bit clearer. You can bring her neck down as well. Okay, so maybe she has, I'll draw a line down the middle for the buttons on her shirt. I'll keep that figure in there. And I might do her shirt rolled up at she's got her sleeves rolled up. So halfway down her arm, I'll draw a bit of a rectangular shape. And that's where her sleeves are going to be rolled up to. Stop shaking. And then to fill in her arms, we'll start at the shoulder and we'll come down towards those rectangles, but not all the way. Before we get there, we'll do some bumps or even lines like that. So it looks like the material of her shirt is all crumpled up. And even within those boxes, you could do a couple of lines. So it doesn't have to be the same as mine. It could be just use it as a guide. Rolled up sleeves. And then we'll finish up her hands by making them fairly thin because she's tall and skinny. Thinner at the wrists. And we'll give her a mitten hand again. And just rub out those lines. Something like that. And then I'll add a couple of lines for her fingers. Do the same thing on the other side. And then we should have finished. Oh, I've got to turn it on an angle so it's a tall. Actually, turn it around sideways. There we go. She fits in. Anissa, you have to turn your background off. It's still blurry. There you go. Oh, nice. Good work. Sophie, that's great. Fuza, yeah, that's really good. Jaden's great. Yeah, Jennifer, they're really tiny. Sorry. Oh yeah, yeah, that's cool. Good job, David. Yes, man. That's weird, man. Look scary. Audrey, that's really cute. Very good. Witcher, that's great too. Well done, everyone. Okay, so I'm sort of run out of paper, or run out of space, I mean. I'm just going to start a new one. Got a little bit of time, got about 15 minutes, so let's do a little cutesy one, a little cute one, a little short one. So we want to have a bigger head this time. So just lightly draw a big circle. Measure it with your fingers, and then come down that same amount of space out here, and then I'm going to put a line. So now I know. Why is mine not crooked? So I'm drawing on an angle, that's why. So that is, my camera's crooked, that's what it is. This is the head, and the body is going to only come down to there. So I could do actually circle there for the chest, and then this one I'll do like an upside down U shape. And then I'll rub out those two lines in the middle. Then I'll line down the middle of the head, and I'll do the eyes low. Now in this one, I guess it's a cutesy one, we can do the eyes really big. Actually, change that a bit. Make it a bit more rounder. There we go. One big eye. Another big eye. So she's going to have a tiny little nose in there. And then maybe try to think if I'm just going to do a mouth or if I'm going to do lips. So let's just do a little, I'll zoom in so you can see. Small lip like that, that's the top lip. And then a bottom lip like that. Now we're going to sort of see where the cheeks and things are going to go. So we could add a bit to the cheek and the chin. One for a minute, hang on, I'm just going to move this Out of the way for a second. Fix it up off camera. Sorry, guys. So I was trying to look through underneath my camera and I couldn't see it very well. It made me make a mistake. It's a bit lopsided. Oh, I see the problem. I've got two different sizes on either side. There's a little gap there and a big gap here. So I need to change that so it's symmetrical, which means the same on both sides. There we go. That's better. Sorry why it was looking off. So it's okay to make mistakes. Just go back and try and fix them. That's a bit better now. So the ears are going to be here and here in sort of the indent. So it's almost like a baby face. I might just straighten off the bottom of those eyes as well. So get rid of the curve on the bottom. Sit a bit straighter. Then we can draw in the pupil, which is the colored part of the eye. And then the iris, which is the black part. Try and get them roughly the same size. Just darkening up the outsides of that one. Now, if we wanted to draw some highlights, Janisha, I'll get to you in a second. I'd do a big sorry, I was reading something, highlight there, and then a small highlight. Then on the opposite eye, I'm going to do the highlights on the same size because the light's coming from the same angle. So try and copy them, a big one and then a little one. They're going to be on different parts of the eye, but they should fit. I might do one over here, sort of a teardroppy shape. So it looks like a lot of busy lines, but then I'll go back and rub out all those in-between bits. And then I can color in that pupil. There we go. I'll let you guys catch up a bit. Janisha, you got a question?
When did you learn how to draw so neatly?
I don't think this is neat at all. This is very scratchy, very sketchy. I've just been drawing for all my life, so it just comes with practice, like everything. Lots of practice. Lynn Tran, you got a question?
Yes. When I unmute, I seem like I hear my parents are yelling at each other.
When you unmute, you can hear your parents coming through the computer. Is that right? What you're saying? I think it's picking up all the sounds. That's all it is. I'm not sure how to fix that. Okay, let's go back to this one. I'm going to draw in some thin eyebrows. sort of double line there to thicken them up. Okay. And then on the other side as well. So thin on the outside, thicker on the inside. And then you could do some lashes there as well. Let's do little simple ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. On each side. So this bit here where I'm putting the lines is the colored part of the eye. So you could color that in a certain color, any color you want. And I think we're ready to do some hair on that. It's got a little body to go. We could even make that body shorter, I feel. So I'm just going to pull back a bit. Now, what kind of hair could we do? Maybe we could do, I'm starting in the middle. Middle line, just turn that down a bit. There you go. Starting in the middle there. We could do some, like a curl, like that. So she has a curl fringe, or we could make it a bit more wavy. It comes up and down and up. I think I like the curl better. So I might go with the curl. Just do a curl on both sides. Like that. There's one. There's two. And I'm just trying to think about what the rest of her hair is going to look like. We'll continue those curls up. Maybe she has more curls. So they're sort of rounded. I'm just going to draw some round bits. Curls that way, curls that way. Let's curl it the other way. So I'm just sort of making it up as I go along here. And that's all you need to do. If it doesn't look good, you just rub it out and try something else. Rub out where the lines cross over her head, where I want the hair to be in front. Maybe at the back here, sort of doubles over. Like that. It's got a big, massive curly hair. You can do that whatever color you want. I'm just going to shade it in so it looks different from her head. Okay, oh, we're almost out of time. We might not have time to do her body. So let's just do some little arms. And can do even smaller little mitten hands. Trying to figure out how long to do her. I'm going to give her short legs. So I followed that line down the middle to sort of past her ribs, past her where her hips would be. And I put a line in for her crotch. So the gap between the legs. And I'm just going to bring them down, tapering them slightly. And then give us some little tiny feet. I think I've made her chest a little too big. Just going to thin that down a little bit. So there's the basis of her body. So we're out of time, but I'll leave it up to you guys to dress her. You could do a little skirts and shorts. Anissa, you got a question?
I have the same doll. I like the drawing that you did. I have the same of it, something like that.
Oh yeah, what is that? What is it called?
LOL.
Oh, okay. Do you want to hold it up again? Let me have a look.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's very, very similar. Wow, that's interesting. The head's a bit different, but yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you could draw just clothing on, or maybe you wanted to have a big skirt or something. You could like a what's it called? Like a ballerina's tutu. Like that. Well, why don't we just turn her into a ballerina? And then you could do like the straps, the ribbon of her ballet slippers wrapped around her legs. And then her tutu would come up and she'd have like a little neckline like that. That's about it. You could give us some little gloves or something. But yeah, that is it. And we are out of time today. So can everyone show me their last drawings? Yes, man, those eyes. You colored in the highlight. Okay. I know, that's good. Yeah, I like those. Mucho, that's good. Jaden, that's very good. Audrey, cute. Looks a little bit like Alice in Wonderland, Audrey. Sang Jun, that's really good. David, that looks like an old lady. Alison, that's great. Sophie, you also look like an old lady too. So Yasmin, you got a question there? Last question. Anisha, that was good too. Oh, they're cute, Audrey.
This person is like from Piggy. Like it's a fake Piggy character. Like if this guy wasn't Piggy, then this person would be drawing eyelashes everywhere. Like whenever you, like it goes on forever, and if you approach her, you're dead in Piggy.
Wow.
All right. I think we are out of time, everyone.
We are.
All right. If you can, just take a photo of your work and send it to Brilliant Kids. We put it into online gallery. For now, I'm gonna unmute everyone to say goodbye to Mr. Evan.
Bye.
I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.